Crystallized urine and space debris is said to cause a lot of trouble for NASA, according to what an expert explains. Space debris will be the next pollution disaster, according to worried NASA scientists who are trying to raise the alarm on this subject. On top of the current climate crisis on Earth, humankind is also polluting the surrounding of the globe with 500,000 pieces of space debris that could cause a catastrophe in less than 50 years. In December, one piece of debris came dangerously close to the ISS, which only has a shielding to protect a protection of 2 centimeters against debris impact. 2 centimeters, that's nothing. That's like half a nail. Now, although a fingernail. Now, although NASA is monitoring 28,000 pieces at the moment, the small ones, no larger than 10 centimeters, too small to follow and could cause several severe damages to any structure in space. In 2021, space junk hurtling towards the ISS smashed into one of its robotic arms, leaving a hole. As of now, removals only concern 3 or 4 pieces a year, according to Carolyn Frew, associate professor at the School of Aeronautics and Astronomics at Purdue University in Indiana. She says, "I think space debris is becoming one of the biggest pollution disasters, knowing what we do on Earth and knowing how big the problems are here. Most debris orbit around Earth at about a whopping 17,500 miles per hour, although some estimates say it could be upwards of 900,000. The higher the altitude, the longer the pieces stay in orbit. They mostly come from previous satellites which were willingly destroyed by missiles. Russia was recently criticized for destroying a defunct Soviet-era satellite at about 500-kilometer altitude and creating more than 1,500 pieces of debris. This is according to U.S. Space Command. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said at that time, "It's unbelievable that the Russian government would do this test and threaten not only the international astronauts, but their own cosmonauts that are on board the International Space Station." Debris also crystallized human urine from previous decades and objects lost by astronauts while spacewalking, such as spatula, big tool bag, camera, and glove. The ISS now uses a waste recycling system, and that system converts urine into clean and drinkable water. John Krasidis, a mechanical and aerospace engineer, professor at University of Buffalo, New York, who works with NASA and the U.S. Air Force on space pollution, told the Eye that orbits could impede future space operations. So he said, "I don't think people are going to take it as seriously as they should until a human gets hurt in space." He says it's going to get to a point where in low Earth orbit, the probability of collision is going to be so big that putting something up there is going to be useless. He said, "It's just our nature, right? Let's just put this off to our children. That's a classic way we think." He says, "I actually believe in 50 years, if nothing is done, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. There are no international treaties to stop these missions, and there are no penalties for nations that trash in space." This is by Dan Hastings, Express UK. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.